Kristen wins, oh my God!
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Super Desperation Radio! Go!
All right. First time I didn't mess it up on purpose. And not even on accident. I messed it up. How did I mess it up?
You were supposed to switch the beginning part. We're supposed to use a different video every goddamn week.
I messaged you earlier if you had any suggestions. You said no.
What are you talking about?
So I thought I just remembered.
Are you asking Gibby to have a suggestion? Come on, man. Gibby's suggestion is booting up Final Burn to play frickin' fighting games that nobody plays.
I'm gonna stab you, Paul. Right? Not Final Burn. Okay? Neo Rage X. You get that shit right.
Oh, that classic.
Oh my God.
Oh shit! You did message me. What is this?
I did message you.
Oh my God. Oh man, I didn't even check.
No, I didn't get the notification. Damn it.
My
suggestion is
blame line. Different video? All right, we'll do a different video next week, and then we'll do a new video every week. There.
Yeah, every week.
Gotta keep the joke fresh.
You know what? Why are you promising things that we can't fulfill? Don't make campaign promises.
So far, there's a 50% accuracy on these promises as pertaining to these videos. So we can miss 1 week.
Sure, we can.
Sure, you can.
Yes.
Oh, I hear that's a pretty good move in some fighting video game.
It's not a good punish. Shouldn't punish unsafe moves with that jab first.
The best punish is throw though. Especially in Street Fighter V when you can get crush counter, man. Just punish with throw.
Just punish with throw.
we were talking about throws in the pre-show because our guest tonight definitely is on my side of the whole sports bandwagon, hating on the Niners.
Wow.
What?
So
wait, you didn't tell me this before he came in here.
Fuck the Niners. Happy? So anyway.
Too late now.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Man.
Jesus Christ.
Too late.
So we'd like to welcome Ben, a.k.a. Clockwork, a.k.a. Shinobi, a.k.a. that guy who keeps pimping his mixtape on Twitter.com.
Hey. You keep talking about my mixtape, you know I'm going to have to promote it, okay?
I expected you to promote it. What are you talking about?
You don't understand. No. You don't understand. The mixtape is its own entity, okay? If you don't speak of the mixtape don't care. But if you say anything about like don't bring the mixtape over here, don't bring the mixtape over here, the mixtape's gonna find you. And you're gonna hear it. Alright?
Damn.
Here's my thing with the
You've
mixtape.
incurred the wrath of the mixtape?
Yeah, I know nothing about this mixtape. However, I run a website called isitfire.com, okay? where I review mixtapes.
Uh-huh.
I'm requesting a sample of said mixtape so I can review it and tell people whether or not it is fire.
I hope all of your reviews are just one word, like yes.
Yeah, that's it. It's yes or no. That's all it is.
Hold on, son. I got a bunch of singles, and I'm gonna throw it in the chat real quick. But like, let's just go ahead and get it out the way before we talk about Fire Round. Let's just go ahead and get it out the way. I do have a SoundCloud.
All right.
What
posted it. I posted on the.
You can't post it.
I got you.
The mods will do it. Yeah.
Oh,
I got you. So it's nothing dash river. SoundCloud.
Nothing dash river. That's the SoundCloud. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So go over there. I do mostly future funkish and then hip hop. So yeah. Oh, Marlo. Yeah. Shout outs to Marlo because he asked me on Discord. Give me the link to the SoundCloud. So I guess that's why, because I can't link it because I'm not a mod or I'm not,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's it. Follow me. I got stuff coming out. Maybe I got that mixtape coming next month. So, yeah.
Can't wait, man. Well, you might have noticed that we have a little pre-show where we like to play some of the up and coming artists around the country. So, wouldn't be totally opposed to spinning one of the brothers.
Yeah, I was about to say, the up and coming, like, Hell Pocket's playing, like, top 40, and then he's like, these up and coming top 40 artists.
These Australian kids called AC/DC, I think they're going places.
Yeah, let them know. Yeah, let them know. Like my eyes out on the streets, man. If you know about me, ask about me. So.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So like it was a busy weekend, and I'm not just talking about final round because Hulk Hogan is rich again.
He's a fucking billionaire, man.
Yeah, he's gonna be like ultra rich. He's gonna crush like Bill Gates. He's gonna just he's gonna like drop Bill Gates and take all his money.
The punitive damages were set to 25 mil today?
25
was that today?
I believe it was.
So it's like 100 or it's 140 million dollars, I think.
140 million if Gawker doesn't appeal, and right now I don't know when they set the initial decision down, it was going to be that Gawker would have had to pay like some crazy bond of like 50 million just to appeal.
Jeez.
So Gawker might be just straight fucked.
So it's how much they have to pay?
So basically, whenever in cases like this, whenever you set bond, you have to pay it. Like they set bond so that you have to pay a certain amount to appeal.
Yeah, I understand.
And they apparently set it like super high. Like they were saying something. I think it was something crazy like 50 million. And so Gawker was filing motions to try to get that brought down, obviously. But
how much guaranteed money does the Hulkster have right now?
Nothing is guaranteed. Until we go through appeals.
Because all I saw was he's definitely getting like, what is it, 11.5 mil or some crap like that?
Ooh.
Or
I still think that's...
It was 115 million. That's what it was. Because it was, what is it? It's 11.5 million per inch. That's what he gets.
Damn.
And I think that's pretty good. That's a good deal.
So wait, so he won't get it then?
Well, see, that's the thing.
That's
Remember,
the thing is nobody knows.
Terry Bollea won't get it. Hulk Hogan will get it.
That's how fucking in kayfabe. It's actually 10 inches. Fuck it,
Is that what's gonna happen?
He's gonna get he's getting kayfabe money. Is what you're telling me.
Money.
It's gonna be the Hulkster and Gawker at WrestleMania.
He's gonna get the Ted DiBiase bills. And shit.
Oh, he's gonna get the $1 million belt. He's just gonna wear it around.
Yeah, man. I would totally do that. He can afford it now for like what 25 cents.
No, screw that. Screw all that. How about just making Virgil relevant again?
Wow, that ain't gonna happen.
Nobody needs to see that happen. Virgil does not deserve to be relevant. He didn't deserve to be relevant in the first time. Yeah.
But so here's the thing, though, is I don't know what will actually happen if Gawker doesn't end up being able to appeal for whatever reason. They'll probably just file bankruptcy, shutter the company, and Hogan won't get shit.
I mean, that's most likely, but then he'll be forever known as the ex-pro wrestler that took down Gawker.
I mean, that's true.
With his dick.
Yeah.
So
the 10-inch python, baby.
Talk about kayfabe.
And you thought Joey Ryan got famous because of his dick.
Seriously.
I just want to say that it's pretty crazy to see Hulkamania alive and well in 2016.
You know I'm wearing an all black do-rag to work tomorrow.
That's that business do-rag.
Yeah, like that's strictly my business do-rag. I just bust up in me with my laptop. Let me tell you something, brother. The security is all fucked up, brother. Let me tell you how to fix this, brother.
Where's that shit to funerals, man?
I was working on my Excel sheet, brother.
Formal do-rags.
Oh, man. So, yeah, that is definitely a thing. I guess this is going to go... Well, I guess we'll see what happens now. Next few days, I figure we'll know what's really going on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, if we go to Kotaku.com and just get like a 404 error, we know Hogan's not getting shit.
Well, here's the weird thing. So, like, is Gawker actually reporting on how much, like, they're getting boned here? Like, that's kind of newsworthy.
I don't think they reported on the initial decision, actually.
That's hilarious.
Because I remember somebody who I follow was actually talking about how they didn't even report on it. It's like, well...
But this is like,
oops.
This is huge news. This is something Gawker should report on. That way they get more traffic to their website, more CPM, more money, and then they can help pay him back. Yeah, see?
I mean, if they reported on it, they'd have to because you know how like the Gawker authors tend to be fairly opinionated. Well, they kind of have to come out and explain that their bosses are a bunch of fucking lying douchebags. Well, not even liars, really. They didn't lie about anything. They're just dicks.
Yeah, dicks. They they may not have legally made some mistakes, not necessarily, but they definitely made some big mistakes on the whiling out a little too hard.
Yeah, like I like the truth as much as anybody else, but I mean, would you even call that truth? It's kind of like, I mean, we all.
I feel like that's just kind of the thing, is that even if you could find that what they did was completely legal, like, what was the fucking point?
Yeah, like I don't think anybody ever needed to see that shit. I mean, or hear about it.
That's
I
the
sure as
biggest
hell
thing.
didn't.
It's what was it? There people were talking about how this is a problem with, journalism, right? Freedom of speech and all that. It's like, no, this is an invasion of privacy. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's weird. It's like one of those gray area things.
Yeah, the thing about it is that basically the counter argument would be that Hulk Hogan is a public figure and he doesn't have that right to privacy that a normal private citizen would have.
I don't like
and
that either. But.
The conversation that now you could counter and say that, well, it's his sex life is definitely a private area, but apparently the tape had broke or had gone on the internet weeks beforehand, and I guess he had been previously to that on like Bubba the Love Sponge and Howard Stern talking about his sex life, so they could argue that he chose to make his own sex life a public forum. So it's possible, like in terms of the straight legality of it, they could win on appeal very easily.
I would bring up the any possibility that of signing any kind of release, basically, in a situation like that. Usually, when you're going, at least back in the old days, when these things kind of happen, where like sex tapes would kind of just break, hit the street. Usually, the quote unquote authors of the tape would go after the distributor because they want the hard copies.
Well, see, the thing of it is that Hogan definitely has a case against Bubba, but when they went to sue Gawker, I guess he dropped all of he dropped the suit against Bubba, from what I know.
I mean, I would believe so, because he probably thought he was going to get more from Gawker than he was going to get from
Yeah,
Bubba.
obviously. But Bubba, he definitely has a case against Bubba, because the tape had to have come from him.
Right. Like either him or somebody connected with him, because, that's some ugly shit. But, I mean, it doesn't work the same way as it does in the old days. Back in the old days, you can get all your DVDs back, and then you could sell them yourself, and build your own porn empire. But now, once it hits the internet, that shit's like a freaking virus in the water, man.
Well, and that's the other thing, is that we still are in, and I hate to just go in too far into the legalese of this, because that actually is way too in-depth, but we're in an era when the courts haven't really caught up to technology.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is such, like you said earlier, a gray area that I don't know.
It's almost like it didn't happen, right? It's like, hey, there's an internet video of you having sex with some lady, and it's just like...
Well, it's like if the video was already out in public and people had already seen it, but say, Gawker was the first, I guess, quote-unquote name site to publish it, are they really breaking it? Like, are they the ones releasing it? It's tough.
I think that's like not necessarily the issue, though. It's the fact that they refuse to take it down. Like,
I mean, that was shady.
That is extremely shady. But do they have to? Is the question.
See, that's the other thing. Is it might be shady, but it may not technically be legally enforceable.
True.
I think if Hogan had actually filed a patent for his own sex tape, then yeah, he could have done it, but he didn't. He was just like.
Well, along with that, though, it's like hey, take that down. And while still probably perfectly legal, the whole, someone told us to take this down, and we said, no, fuck you. Like, really? Like, you're going to clickbait your own fucking video that... that's just fucking self-fulfilling prophecy of just like, fuck off.
Yeah.
The funniest thing, I think, is that basically they could have written the story about the sex tape and quoted the sex tape and said they have evidence and not posted the video of it, so that if it got challenged, they could be like, we have it, but we're not going to show this publicly unless challenged in court.
Yeah.
And I think they would have totally been fine on everything they did. Yeah, but they had to post that excerpt of the tape.
They want that click.
They wanted that part where they thought we would all end up hating Hulk Hogan because of like some indiscretion. And I'm not excusing it, obviously. That shit was stupid. Like, never forget anything that happened there, but it was obviously like one of those, like it just kind of felt manufactured, like nobody was really.
It was definitely for clicks and video clicks and stuff like that. They literally wanted the ad revenue from all that stuff. And it might just get them fucked. Like they might not have a company because of it.
Yeah.
the thing about all this that's really bugging me. So any word on the other person in the video?
Bubba the Love Sponge's ex-wife.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, that's who it was.
This is a really
I
important
don't
thing.
know.
Is she a Hulkamaniac?
She is now.
I don't know.
I mean,
Well,
after that,
She didn't make any comments. She didn't cut a promo after talking about her prayers or vitamins, so I don't know.
after that settlement, I'm pretty sure she's looking to sign up.
Because I have yet to see this video because I don't care.
Yeah, I was like, why?
I think
I'm
proud
sure
that
she's
I
a
could
fine
say-
lady. I'm sure she's a lovely woman. It's
I
just,
think
you know,
I'm
it
just
doesn't
proud
matter.
that I could say that I haven't seen Hulk Hogan's penis. Like,
I mean, I haven't either.
I
I've
can
only
say
heard the
that.
stories. I've only heard the.
I know,
kayfabe
but
tales.
like, you meet some people on the street, be like, "Hey, have you seen Hulk Hogan's penis?" And, oh yeah, I saw the video. I didn't. Fuck you. I'm completely oblivious.
Oh my god.
Do you think his shit is permed?
All right,
be
and on
natural.
that, this past weekend.
So yeah, let's just go straight into it because final round happened.
Let's just
this
go
weekend.
with clickbait articles. Final.
and everybody pretty much who's been on Twitter seen some of the smaller explosions, people talking about things that didn't go well, and at this point, let's just hand it over to Ben and he can talk about how this weekend went for him and everything like that.
Oh man. Where do I begin? Well, I guess I guess it's more of I guess it's more since it's a lot of stuff. I would want to open the floor to you guys, but let me just do some general stuff real quick. First of all, I ran. Well, let me do some background first. My name is Shinobi.
Hi, Shinobi.
And I have been running. I've been running anime at Final Round for about 7 years, and I've been going to Final Round for 10. This was my 10th Final Round in consecutive. So, I had my boys was with me. Shout out to first of all, shout out to Malik, and J Dash, and Melty Media, Lewis, and Funky P, and 645, all because we had 2 streams Saturday. Shout out to all y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But this weekend was definitely a blow up.
Ooh, that's what we like here at Super Desperation Radio.
Number one, yeah, like number one. And people say, "Oh man, anime was great," and things ran smooth for anime, because I can only speak for anime at Final Round, like in general. So, they were like, oh, it went well. The stuff ran on time, even though people didn't know what time these sorts of things start. It's crazy, but there was like, everything ran on time, or whatever time it was supposed to start, and we got out at like 9:00 Saturday. We had top eight confirmed like at 9:00, which was an amazing feat, because to put it in perspective, I know some of you guys know Doran 2K. He entered Street Fighter, and he was in the last pools of the night, and they were supposed to start at 10. His pool didn't start until 12:15
Oh,
At night.
at night.
Wow, that's
The
pretty
last pools of the night did not start until like midnight. Meanwhile, I'm just getting shit faced at midnight.
So I know I picked up Tasty Steve at the airport today, and he told me the biggest things that really got to him were that he did not know when his pool for anything was.
Yeah.
So he said that pools basically got finished in the dead of night. He woke up to getting DQ'd into losers in Exerd because he had no idea.
damn.
Yeah.
And he had to run down there and play through losers. And then when he had Street Fighter V later in the day, it was supposed to be at one time. I think he said originally it was supposed to be at like 9:30 at night, and he still didn't even start playing until at least 10:30.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the biggest blowups was that there was no concrete schedule for final round this year, and the guy who always does like the sheets and stuff for the tournaments on Twitter, what's his name? King of Clubs, Ace King of Suits, something like that.
King of Ace Suits, Ace King of Suits. There we go.
Yeah, Ace King of Suits.
Cool guy.
Yeah. Shout outs to that guy. Yeah, Ace King of Suits. Ace King of Suits, and I saw this on Twitter. Ace King of Suits was asked a question. They were asked, "Where's the final round schedule?" And then it's like, I can't make one if the tournament doesn't have a schedule. So but it's true. We did not have a concrete schedule that entire weekend. When you did get a schedule, it was on Facebook like the morning of. Something about like Street Fighter pools was like the times and stuff were up on the Facebook page like Friday night or something. Like they had that finalized Friday night. So the last minute folks, and they reached the cap, 1,024. There were 861 pre-registers. There's 861 people that pre-registered for final round for Street Fighter 5. They reached the cap, so we'll say it was around 163. It was 163 last minute registers for Street Fighter. So having to throw 163 people into 64 brackets. And let me put it into a bigger perspective. Guilty Gear this year altogether had 165 entrants. So on last minute entrants alone, Street Fighter 5 can overshadow Guilty Gear. All of Guilty Gear. That's how crazy the numbers were for Street Fighter, and all the more reason for this kind of stuff to not happen. Like, you definitely have to be on the ball, because there were 1,024 people running around with their heads cut off trying to figure out when the fuck they gotta play.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Okay, J-Dash was... Hold up, they were locked. Yeah. And here's a little behind the scenes as well. We use Woofu. I think that's the name of it, Woofu. To, register folks on that outdated ass website we have. Yes, it's outdated. It needs to come up. Like, most of the information for final round should not come from the Facebook page. That's all I'm saying. There should definitely be a site. Like, the site itself should have this information. The site should not be linking to spreadsheets that you have to download, then open on your own stuff to like see what's going on. No. It should all be on the site. The registry actually goes to Woofu, and you register on Woofu. So the thing is that the thing about Woofu is that Woofu does. It's been doing well for now. I don't know, like 300 max man tournaments. You put 1,024 people on that thing. Plus, hold on. Not even. That's just Street Fighter 5 alone. You start throwing Tekken people in there. You gotta throw Guilty Gear people in there. You gotta throw Smash in there. You gotta throw Pocket in there. You gotta throw all these games in there. All these people. It will break down on itself, and that is what happened. It took us quite a minute to get names and stuff, because for us to start making brackets. Because Malik, shout outs to Malik once again. He was in their asses about trying to get the names of people for Guilty Gear so that we can just go ahead and start making pools. Because it was the weekend before final round, and we was like, you know what, we can knock this out Sunday. We can go ahead and knock this thing out Sunday. So Sunday rolls around, we get the names, but we get all of the names. We get all the names for all of the games, and it's huge. It's a clusterfuck. But thank God for Excel and scripts or whatever. Now, so I mean, not scripts, fucking formulas or whatever.
Yeah.
But by the power of Excel formulas, we found all the Guilty Gear folks, and we started breaking them down and putting them in the pools or whatever, and then we're like, okay, we're done with the pools. Okay, cool. Go ahead and throw the pools out there. And I'm like, okay. So here's the problem with that. They told us to put them on Twitter and put them on the Facebook post. They said absolutely nothing about putting them on the site.
Nice.
Nobody know. Look, so here's the thing. I've been around for a very long time. Paul knows.
Yep.
Paul knows. I've been in this community for a long time. I've been running these things for a long time. But even then, not everybody knows me.
Yeah.
So when I put stuff on Twitter, and people are like, I did not know what pool I was in. 9 times out of 10, they come from people that don't know me or don't know that I run this thing. Yeah. So it was on the Facebook. It was on the Facebook or whatever. Okay, yeah, sure, it's on the Facebook as well. But the site is not. The site isn't giving you any of this information. You have to go through the actual official Facebook and go scrounge this information out. None of it was on the site. Absolutely none of it. The site is so. Oh my Jesus Christ! The site is so ass.
You need to let people know this. This site has not changed for 12 years.
Nope. For 12 years,
it is the same fucking website.
I've been going to this final. I think I've been going to final round for 10 years. I've been going to this thing since 2007. The site there was no site. There was no site in 2007. There was no site. There was a site in 2009, 2010, and it has not changed. It has not changed. It has not changed. Did you what's the Paradise? You know about the whole the West Coast qualifier?
Right.
Yep.
It had a site. It was the exact same thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about that shit. Like, who made that shit, man? Shout out to that guy. He's got a good eye for design, right?
Yeah, shout out to that guy, because it was like this bright ass pink. It was blinding me, and it was the exact same thing, except with less information. Yeah. And it's like, what less information do you have on the site? And it's like, oh, welcome to Paradise. And I was like,
and that's all it said. It was like, the tournament's happening, and then you found out on Facebook that it wasn't.
It's got a golf course.
Yeah, you found out on Facebook that it was not a thing. The link for the thing was gone from the main site. On Facebook, they're like, okay, yeah, we canceled it or whatever, and then poof, no link to it. So anyway. Fast forward a little bit, split up all the brackets. We got the pools and stuff. I put it out on Twitter. I tell people to retweet. Tell everybody this is the brackets. You have not been moved. So the Thursday I get down there was when they told me no. It was it was like Thursday before I left to go before I left to get in the car, go to my boy's house, and we'll go to final round. They said that people were starting to get moved around in my pools that I just made, and I did not change them. So I was like, okay, what is going on? Little did I know that they were planning on moving to Smash.gg before the tournament started. Something happened to the Guilty Gear brackets. I could not see the Guilty Gear brackets on Smash anyway, so I knew it was a problem. I knew that was a problem, because if I can't see the pools on Smash.gg,
they weren't there.
They weren't there. So and I still had my pools that I made, and I knew that I didn't change anybody overnight. So I'm not gonna do that. So, what was that?
Is that you?
Okay.
No.
No. Oh, no.
What?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. There's some clicking coming from you.
Yeah, there's just like a little popping in the background. No worries.
It's good now.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So I get down there and out there, and I'm like, okay, you know, I hear we're trying to get things moved over to Smash.gg, and it's like I only see Street Fighter 5 there.
And it was the only one that was, and I was looking Friday night because I heard that all the pools were on Smash, and I didn't even realize that, you know, there was nothing that anybody had said. You guys said move pools to Smash, but somebody said it in chat.
Yeah.
So I go looking for the pools on Smash GG, and the only pools that are there, and of course there's no times listed, are the 64 Street Fighter 5 pools. Everything else is just
everything else is just not there. Poof. All it is just, you know, people having the spreadsheets and stuff, because all the community leader folks, the Tekken folks, the Smash folks, we were on our own to pretty much push the stuff out, because giving it to them and putting it on the site. Anyway, you're not getting that done. So they just pretty much told us this year, because that's what happened last year. We gave them the information for the pools. We gave them which pools it was, and they were not on the site. So this year they at least said, go ahead and just push out your pools, and on Twitter and our Facebook. So okay, fine, as long as we're dodging the site, and you know, because it has to get fixed. The site is shit anyway. I mean,
just as a quick aside,
yeah,
it was about 1 a.m. West Coast time, and I saw a number of people who were at Final Round for various games, by the way, asking, does anybody know when my pool is for X tomorrow? I cannot find anything.
Yeah.
And people straight did not know.
Yeah. You could not find anything. Even the Guilty Gear folks, even us. We didn't have they didn't even have a schedule. And you know what's crazy? You want to know what's funny? This is great. This is perfect. Friday is when I do side tournaments for anime. I do Blaze Blue and Persona and Melty and all that jazz. And we had a spreadsheet out where people can pre-register and, you know, tell us their stuff, so we can go ahead and make brackets. And then once I'm down there, all I have to do is get the last minute folks, get their money, and then, you know, fuck up the brackets and put them on what's the name? Put them on challenge.
Yep.
So we have a schedule for these games weeks in advance, and I'm speaking weeks in advance for them asking me like we need to determine a schedule for the side games that you guys are running Friday, and I'm like, okay, cool. Where's yours? But so anyway, just going over to Saturday. Saturday, and you know, Guilty Gear was I'm going into anime now. You know, Guilty Gear was just a huge fuck up last year. It was, you know, the powers that be. We didn't really have anything. We didn't even have anything going for us. They gave us the last minute folks and empty brackets like an hour before showtime, and it's like, you know, like really, like we have to
like do something with this.
Yeah, it's like here's empty brackets. Here's the last minute people. You have your bracket. You have your pools. Do it. And me and because Malik was there that year too, and we both were just like what? Are you serious? Because, you know, we were not given a previous notion to make the brackets until the day of. Like, I would be perfectly fine with writing brackets. I have not written brackets really because Kaya is the one who does that for us. You know, the years past, he would write names down on the bracket, and he would give me brackets and be like, "Here, dog, go run brackets." And it's like, okay, yeah, cool. I am not above, you know, writing brackets down for myself. I can write brackets down for myself. Cool. But telling me telling me to write down brackets at 9 a.m. when we are supposed to run them, when we're supposed to get started at 10 o'clock, you gotta like, no. We can't do that. We can't do that because that's holding us back. And sure enough, everything was late. Everything just turned into late. And then not only that, we were in the same ballroom as the biggest game of the tournament. So having the two biggest games of the tournament in the same ballroom, there's going to be some clashes. So with all that being said, the night before, we just got the last minute names and we started doing the brackets or whatever. Not knowing, we didn't even know what time we were supposed to start until like maybe Friday night. And it was like, it's the same time you always start. Well, okay, cool. It's the same time we always start, but other people don't know that information. You have new people coming in. You have, especially with Street Fighter V, you have all these new people coming in wanting to get involved in the scene, because having a big ass tournament like this and not having the common decency to have a schedule to know when these people are supposed to be at their pools like weeks ahead of time is not the way to go. It's not the way to go. You have to have a time for these folks.
Yeah. Because
them asking everybody, just imagine 1,024 people rolling up to you asking them when it is okay to use the bathroom all at once.
I've had a dream about that before, actually.
No, it's not fun. It is not fun for the staff. It's quite stressful for the staff, because last year I had that problem. Nobody knew when they were supposed to play at all. See, the thing was that nobody even knew what pool they were in to know what time to even think about. So you had to look up their name, tell them what pool they're in, and what time. But compare last year to this year, the only fuck up we had was just that the fact that nobody knew what time their pool started. Guilty Gear started at 10 a.m. Saturday, and we did the first 4 pools, and we blasted it out the water, and we just kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going, and we knocked it all out, and we were done at like 5:15. Like all 16 pools were done at 5:15, and we were supposed to run top 32 at 6 o'clock. So for those 45 minutes, we just did whatever the fuck. We just had casuals and played around, had fun, and top 30, and then top 32 was a thing. Top 32, we had 2 streams for that. We had the winners on Funky Peas, and we had the loser side on 645 Patrick's stream. Mm-hmm. And the funny, and the great thing about that was that they were done on like opposite, like across the way from each other, like across the street from each other. Because if you went to final round or that hotel, at the end of the hallway, there's 2 ballrooms that are like adjacent to each other. So when you lose on Funky P stream, it's like, hey, you gotta go across the street to the Shadow Realm. Go there, stay there, and when they call your name, good luck or whatever, because you got to go to the Shadow Realm. So, we had to keep shit moving like that.
Here's a couple of questions. So you guys had 2 rooms just for anime, and I assume that Street Fighter was in another ballroom, or how did that work?
Okay, Capcom had their own ballroom, obviously, because 1,024 people, you gotta have your own ballroom. And right. from Jabali's posts that Saturday, I did not, and for the record, I did not step foot into that room all of Saturday because I knew what the fuck was going on. I saw Jabali's posts and his Twitter photos about how cramped that place was on Saturday. That ballroom was unbearable.
Was it just mad gross?
It was gross. Like people were like neck to neck to each other. There was a post where Jabali had to play on somebody's back.
Oh man!
like he had to play on his opponent's back. That was how crowded that place was.
Oh, and both J Dash and Black Rose are saying that actually MKX and Pokken Smash were also in the Capcom room.
Oh no!
That'd be great.
Yeah, They were. Yeah, I heard that they were like definitely in a corner of interest over there. It was very unfortunate. And then the next big ballroom had spooky stuff, the Tekkens, the Tekken and the Marvel, and all that other stuff, and all the way on the end of the hall. So this is another thing too, for having known for this long. I mean, regular goers to this tournament at the Hilton, we know where anime is, or at least when you say, okay, we're going to be at the hall, we're going to be on the ballrooms at the end of the hallway. People know what you're talking about. People know it's like, okay, yeah, we'll walk all the way down there, and we'll find anime. There are new people who are just looking at the end over there, and when you look straight, there's nothing there. You have to make a turn to see the ballrooms. So when people look past the arcade and they look like down the hall, and it's like there's nothing there, I guess nothing's happening over there. I guess I'll just turn around and go play Street Fighter, Rise Up. But and then I just thought about this when I got home last night. Even having the decency for a sign, there was no sign to tell people that, hey, anime, all of anime, Guilty Gear is over this way. It's all over this way. You would have to ask staff. And you couldn't ask me because I was commandeering the whole place. Like me, Malik, and J Dash, we were all on that side, Funky P, and we couldn't just walk up to the front and just pick up people and let them know, like, hey, we're over here. We can't do that. We can't do that. We got a tournament to run. So, and I'm perfectly fine with people asking me. I'm perfectly fine with people asking me, like, when their pool is, because there's no schedule, or people, they just don't know the schedule. They just, like, literally don't know the schedule. But if you don't have a schedule in there at all, you gotta tell somebody, because you don't want to lose, you don't want to get DQ'd, you don't want any of that shit. You don't want to do that. You want to have an experience to where you are able to be free to do whatever. I mean, to fight at a moment's notice. So, like, you have saying, okay, yeah, I got Street Fighter 2, and then I got to get pool over at 4:00. Okay, cool. So yeah, the schedule thing was a blow up, but Sunday, y'all know about Spooky Stream. It actually started at noon, right? Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I after Saturday and stuff. Top 32 was winding down. I told Larry, I was like, Larry, when is Xrd top 8? It was Saturday night. I didn't even know when top 8 was. I had to ask Larry himself. So he told me noon, and I was like, noon? And he said, yeah, noon. And I was like, noon?
You were like, cool.
Like, yeah. I was like, okay, noon? Cool. All right. So I tell everybody, I tweet it out, and I tell people at the end of at the end of Paul's stream, I'm like, okay, Xrd is going to be at noon on Spooky Stream. And everybody's like, okay, cool. It's not 10 a.m. Sure enough, I get a tweet from Raf from Texas. Shout out to him. He did commentary for Top 8. Good job. Him and Tasty Steve did Top 8 for Xrd in the morning. But I get a tweet from him, and it wakes me up. My phone wakes me up at 7 in the morning. I thought I was going to sleep in for a little bit, but I guess I can't. So I get this tweet, and the tweet says, Larry said Xrd is at 10 a.m.
Yikes.
So
Good shit.
So I'm like, whoa, are you kidding me? So I get up. So I'm awake. I'm up. I'm like 1,000 thoughts running through my head. I just
completely lucid from like sleep till like just wide awake immediately.
Yeah, I'm just blind awake, just like damn near filled with rage. I like slip on my jeans and I run out of the hotel and run down the elevator and I run down the hallway like I was a fucking anime character with a goddamn piece of bread on my fucking bread in your mouth? I was late to school, my dude. I was late.
Shinobi-chan gonna be late to school.
Bruh, I was running. And true story, I was running, and then I noticed that both of the ballrooms were closed at like 7 a.m. But on my way running, I see Spooky, and he's playing Tekken 3 arcade mode. And I stop and I see Spooky, and I'm like, Spooky, do you know what you're streaming today? And he's like, nah, not really. So I'm like, okay, thank you. So I turn around and run back, and I'm trying to find Larry, and I find Larry, and I'm like, Larry, brother, big dog, homie.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like, homie, what's going on? And Larry says, Larry says, okay, what's going on? You said on Facebook that Guilty Gear starts at 10 o'clock on Spookies. And he said, and I said, you told me, no. I was like, you told me noon. And he thinks on it, and he's like, and he thinks on it, and he's like, holy shit.
God damn it.
He was like, I am so sorry. He was like that really hurt him. He was like, oh, I did not mean to slight y'all like that. Like I really didn't want to slight y'all like that. So let me try to fix this. Let me try and get in touch with Paul to stream. And I'm like, whoa, no. Here's the thing. Paul doesn't stream on Sunday. He's media on Sunday. Funky P is media on Sunday. All he does is take pictures on Sunday. He does not stream on Sunday. So Larry is like, I can't get you to wake people up. Like I refuse, getting people up at 10 a.m. is out of the question, period, from both parties.
Yeah.
I did not want to wake anybody up, and he doesn't want to wake anybody up. So I run in, so I go to my man, Jay Dash's room, and I tell him about the whole situation. And I'm like, brother, like I just told him everything, and he was like holy shit, what the fuck? And I call, and I'm with him, and we talk about it a little bit more, and I get with Malik, and I get with my homie Malik, and all three of us are like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I was told noon on Spookies, and he knows. And Larry says, I know this. I fucked up. My bad. I did indeed tell you that it was going to be noon on Spooky. So at the end, they broke a deal with Spooky. Spooky. Shout out to Spooky. Vic is a good dude, and he works very hard for us. He works very hard for the community as a whole. He said that it was okay to go ahead and start the stream at 12, and everything else is just gonna have to run 2 hours late. Perfectly. I was like, okay, yeah, great, perfectly fine. I got up to the 16th floor, and David, one of the other head guys, and Larry, they both stopped me up there, and they were like, yeah, we got it all situated, because I didn't want that, because I really didn't want that shit to go down like that, because I did tell you, it was gonna be on noon on Spookies. I'm a man of my word. We're gonna run. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. So I don't know if he just forgot. I hope he just forgot his own schedule or whatever schedule, or the fact that there was no schedule.
Honestly, the way you're describing this, it really just sounds like Larry was so overwhelmed that he just didn't know shit.
Like, I gotta say, definitely, man. Like, you're dealing with like a volume of players that Final Round hasn't seen from one game like on its own. And not only that, you've got like what Capcom behind it, there streaming it, you know.
Well, and it's not even just that. It's all the players for one game, and then they're still running what, like 10 more games,
exactly.
basically.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, anybody could get bowled over by that.
You know the last time people complained about this, like the same exact thing in this amount, it was when Street Fighter 4 came out, when they were overwhelmed with the entries from Street Fighter 4.
And it's like what, 5 times the amount of that now?
Oh,
yeah.
The thing is that I'm pretty sure the first tournament for Final Round was the first tournament for Street Fighter 4 Final Round was like, they filled a bracket. I think it was like 256.
Yeah, it was 256.
So this was 5 times. So this was 5 times as many people.
Right. And so like damn.
Yeah, clearly they were in over their heads. They should have been over their heads when they saw the pre-reg. When they saw the pre-reg list, they were like, "Oh yeah, we were definitely over our heads. We've got to, we've got to get something out to these people, especially if you're doing last minute registration." Mm-hmm. I mean, last minute registration, and you write people down and stuff, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, come back. I mean, well, come back tomorrow, and we'll have your pool. What happens if you have an 8 a.m. pool?
Come back tomorrow.
Like,
rude. Yeah,
like you have to walk down, like everybody, all the last minute registers, for this shit to go off without a hitch. Everybody has to come downstairs and know when their pool is. That's 1,000. That's over 1,000 people. All at once, you have to tell them where their pools are, or you have to tell them, necessarily when their pools are. It is a goddamn nightmare.
Yeah.
And this was Saturday morning, right?
Yes. Yeah. This was Saturday morning.
Now,
Saturday morning.
Here's my big issue with this. Final Round has always been a 3-day event.
Yeah.
And they have 1,024 people.
Yeah.
For Street Fighter 5, and they decided to do every fucking match.
Every
28 in one day.
In one day, yeah.
Along with all the other main games.
So
it wasn't even just that it was. It was the only thing that was done on Friday was team events and side tournaments.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm perfectly fine with all that shit, but in the grand scheme of things, that is useless bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay? You need to focus on the main thing. You knew you had 800 plus from the beginning. You cancel all that team garbage, and then you tell people, "Hey, pools are going to start Friday," because we can't. There's no way we can accommodate everyone. I mean, they did it, and they did a horrible job of it. They got done.
I mean, yeah, I think it was, and I really think it was the like one of the big reasons was because of the last minute registration. Was that if you late registered on Friday, we close it Friday, and then we get people in the pools and we do them all on Saturday. They honestly needed to cut it to Thursday, or just have last minute registration Thursday, or something, to have some of those pools done Friday. Half of that shit should have been done on Friday. Half of that shit should have been done on Saturday.
Yep.
And then the later end of Saturday is when you have the top 128 or the top 64 or whatever the fuck. And then boil it down to maybe top 32, top 16 on Sunday. Make it a big spectacle. Have all the top 16 matches run that Sunday.
And looking at it from this perspective, it does make sense why NCR, which is this coming weekend, is doing the if you last minute register, just getting thrown into a big bracket of death.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome, by the way.
That's the best thing to do. Like before, what people would do is, hey, you register last minute, you have no say in where you go. We're gonna throw you wherever you want. Now, hey, all late registrations, you guys go into one fucking pool together. So you come with your homie. Guess what? You're gonna fight your fucking homie.
And I understand people saying, well, that kind of sucks, and it does suck. But what it's doing is preventing things that happen to Final Round from happening anywhere else.
It does prevent things like Final Round happening, because because it's months. There's months of planning on this. Okay, and if you are confirmed, please do us a favor and pre-register. Let me put out a PSA real quick. If you are confirmed for a tournament, please pre-register.
Yeah.
Don't do this. Don't do this to us.
You said you've been around a long time.
And
how long have we been telling people to pre-register for? And everyone does it at the door?
An African child dies if you're confirmed
Jesus
for a tournament. A kitten dies when you're confirmed for a tournament and you don't. Come on, man. Come on, man.
So what you're telling people is rise up and pre-register.
Get my mixtape out on the streets. Rise up and
It's literally cheaper.
It's literally cheaper. You're giving us an easier time. I'm dead ass serious. One pre-register is one less person we have to worry about trying to figure out what pool he's gonna be in. Okay, please,
dude,
please pre-register.
Just in case anybody's wondering about how ridiculous Street Fighter V is going to be everywhere, on top of basically the 1024, the final round, NorCal Regionals, which is normally a pretty small tournament, like we've talked about,
locals only, basically,
has 346 people already for Street Fighter V.
And they're all gonna catch these fucking hands too. I'm telling you.
It's funny too because I looked at some of the other pools. I'm like, oh, these are kind of small, and then I see Street Fighter V, the behemoth that
the entire page is dedicated to pools.
And you might think, well, 346 is pretty small. NorCal Regionals is basically like a large local/regional that tends to get international players.
Yeah.
So when they have a good turnout, like the last couple of years, they had a pretty solid turnout, and I think it was like 150 to 180. Maybe tops for like Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, it was under 200 for sure. Nothing broke 200.
Yeah. But like compare that to Final Round, a major that has been around for 19 years.
Yeah, and basically Final Round is the biggest tournament on the East Coast. So if you are running a tournament that gets big numbers, I hope you are braced for the impact of Street Fighter V.
Yes.
Right now.
Like, you mentioned, Ben, earlier, you mentioned Bailey's rant thing about his experience at Final Round. It sucks, but he better not fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of put himself in the hot seat now.
The onus is on him now. Like, if that's not the sweetest event, like, ooh, boy.
Well,
it doesn't be the sweetest. It just has to, not have somebody playing on somebody's back, I guess. Shit.
No, it's not that. It just needs to be organized and ran properly. Like, this is the issue. Even his events get shit on.
Oh, right. Malik just texted me about a real big thing. There was one of his friends came from all the way from New York. He came from all the way from New York, and he pre-registered, and he didn't know anything about the schedule. This is true. He didn't know anything about the schedule. He went to sleep at 4 a.m. It was around like 3 or 4 a.m. Apparently he had an 8 a.m. pool. He had absolutely no idea. So apparently he overslept this pool, which once again he did not know about, and got double eliminated. Came all the way from New York to play in Street Fighter V. Doesn't know his pool. Doesn't have a schedule. Doesn't know his pool. Gets double eliminated. Steve
was telling me that apparently the KI bracket, and I can't speak to this, but he said the KI bracket was not seeded, so people from like the same like region and like buddies were just playing each other early rounds.
Yeah, that is definitely a no bueno. At least we see our shit. Did you see the top 8 winners, motherfucker, for X-Error? I am a god of the seed. You understand me? How the fuck can you get Kazunoko versus Loso and Marlon Pai versus Doger on winners, motherfucker? How the fuck do you do that? I'm serious.
Are you just fishing for compliments? Because I ain't trying to give it to you, right?
I gotta say
the truth.
that's super dope. That was like amazing.
No, I mean I will be honest and say that it seemed, not knowing, it seemed like Exerd ran really well. I know that obviously some people didn't know times, but once the tournament got going, it seemed like it ran pretty smoothly.
When the tournament got going, every like we was on point. We got the pool set up. We put the last minute folks in there the night before. They had to, and we gave them a time. We told them to come at 10 a.m. because some of them were mostly up anyway to see what the hell was going on about Street Fighter V. Most of those guys did enter Street Fighter V,
right?
So they were trying to figure out, like, let me talk to the Street Fighter V folks. Let me talk to the Guilty Gear folks, and we can try to work something out. 9 times out of 10, they were, and I don't know how this happened, but 9 times out of 10, most of the last minute register folks had pools the same time for both games.
How?
So
yeah,
I don't know what kind of magic we worked for that to happen, but they would go to Street Fighter and say, okay, yeah, I got Street Fighter. Come over to us, and they ask us, like, okay, what pool are we in? It's like, okay, what pool? And it's like, well, shit. I guess we're just gonna have to run with it then. And I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have to. The thing is the main thing that I can get out of this is that there are things like we can have our own side of the hotel. We can make our own pools. We can run our own brackets. We can be as self-efficient as possible. But there is still a part the major has to do for us. Because if we do everything by ourselves, we're running a major. And that is not what we do. We run a part of a major. We run a tournament for a major. We do not run the major itself.
And especially with something like Street Fighter V being the new game that everybody's playing, that you're going to have so many people who, normally, obviously, there's not a ton of overlap between a lot of the anime games and Capcom games, but Street Fighter V, everybody's playing Street Fighter V.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the number of people from other games who I've never seen play like Street Fighter 4. I saw MK players, I saw Guilty Gear players, Smash players, like all these people are playing Street Fighter V. And when you have everything split up and nobody knows a schedule, it's fucked. Everybody's fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Same at Evo, because you already see people saying that they've registered for like multiple games. Like almost everyone I know that's going to Evo registered for 4 games at the minimum.
Oh, and I just want to say, Sabel Zarak, Ian in chat said that apparently the problem with KI was that KI originally had 4 pools, and it got combined into 2 pools, and that's why the problems happened.
Okay, funny you say that because they were trying to combine the Guilty Gear pools. They were trying to combine them from 16 to 8, and I was like, not today, Satan. We already got this. So they, So we stuck with the 16 pools because, we had to, we had a thing fixed up. We had a schedule in mind. We had the pools set up and all this stuff, and nothing was going to change that. There's nothing to change that. We can.
Oh, hold on. J Dash actually says all the KI got combined into 1 pool.
So,
wow. How do you do that?
No respect.
They took the 4 KI pools and formed Voltron without a head.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Voltron with his head cut off, like
just running around in a circle.
Yeah,
Here's the thing with all this. This is all like inexcusable. You cannot like say, it ran bad, but there's no but to this. Like, I'm not saying you're gonna say this. I'm just saying, like, there's absolutely no excuses. Like, they knew what they were in for, and they
or at least they should have known what they were in for.
Yeah, you're right. Still, I mean, people have been saying all over Facebook, Twitter, and all this crap, like, hey, it's final round 19 years. But you haven't learned anything in it? Like, you haven't improved upon things in 19 years? Because everyone loves going to final round.
Let me let me say something about that. I don't think it's that they learned. They've learned, but the machine is getting too big for them to handle. They have to make changes.
I was thinking about that actually. I was thinking about that because the way final round is ran is very old school. It's very
very old school. It's very very hard headed. We've been using Wufu for God knows how long. We have to upgrade to something else because Wufu fucks up a lot. Wufu is on its last legs, and putting Wufu in a big to handle such a big thing like final round this year was not a good idea. And something as fucked up as Wufu and having us rely on that for our shit, we can't do it. We
go ahead.
Oh no. I was almost finished, but it's something that we couldn't handle. You gotta step it up and use something else. And the site has to be a place where you get all of your information from. The information about the tournament and the brackets, how we run things. We can't go by Facebook, like 10 Facebook posts back to back. We can't do that because believe it or not, it's 2016. Some people don't have Facebook. Hell, I don't want a Facebook. I want to get rid of mine. I was about to say,
actually, it's 2016. A lot of people had Facebook and they closed it because they were fucking sick of Facebook.
Yeah.
Not only that, people need to remember that Facebook has that stupid algorithm that doesn't allow people to see your shit.
Yeah, sometimes you don't get updates unless they think it's very prevalent to you, and it depends on what the fuck you're talking about, like as outside of the Facebook group. So if you looking at boobs and stuff, you're not going to see anything from final round,
right?
Yeah, exactly. You have to like most of the stuff that I would have to find for final round I would have to search for final round itself and click on the group page and then scroll down. It's sometimes it's not even in chronological order. Sometimes, oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's the worst shit.
Sometimes it is not in chronological order because sometimes you have to dig through multiple refreshes to find what you're looking for on the Facebook page. Mm-hmm. When you could as easily just get someone to do your site and have it on there. Because the way we have been doing it has been, it's been good for the time being, but right now where you're like, when you're turning into something big and very esports like, the first stop of the Capcom Pro Tour where there's $500,000 on the line. Like that gets a lot of people to show come to your stuff. Yeah. So you just have to be prepared. You have to have all your ducks in a row. You gotta have a not fucked up site.
Man, you're talking about Facebook. I remember when before Paradise ended up getting canceled. I remember I had registered for it, but I was trying to find out stuff about it, and I literally had tried to search for it on Facebook and could not even find the event page. Yeah. That's Facebook right there. You can't even search for shit and find it half the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's absolutely crazy. And it's just, it worked 3 years ago. It worked 4 years ago. It worked 5 years ago. It doesn't work now. You're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The 2010 strats won't work 2016, baby. We gotta rise up.
Yeah,
we gotta rise up,
man. That's just the theme of the year. Rise up.
The thing was like I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, obviously, there's no way to know exactly what you're dealing with until the pre-reg numbers come in, but by then you've already decided on venue, and you basically have to adjust everything else accordingly. So the space thing obviously was going to be an issue regardless. It's just way too many damn people. Larry already went on record saying next year he needs a bigger fucking place. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, of course. I'm looking forward to that too. And it's funny because the first time we were at the Hilton, it was too big for us. Mm-hmm. It was legit too big for us. This year, we gotta move.
Yeah.
Because the fire marshals don't play in Atlanta. Yo, like seriously, man. That's home of mixtapes, man. Mixtapes be flying left and right and shit. Like we come out Meanwhile, if I could have a chance to pull the plug on this, bruh, I'm just telling you, check out my SoundCloud, nothing dash on SoundCloud. Marlo, hit him with the link. Drop a DJ Clue bomb. Just drop a DJ Clue bomb one time, and then we go.
I love it.
It's just unfortunate that it sort of is like basically Final Round had to be the sacrificial lamb for this.
Well, it had to be the sacrificial lamb for itself because how was it going to know that it needed to expand otherwise? So this is
the thing about it is that, like Ben said, Final Round last year was sort of a clusterfuck too. It's just it didn't get as big as this has gotten.
Right.
No.
And maybe it's because Street Fighter V is so big and it's new, or maybe it's just because some people decided to finally say something. Who knows?
Well, no, it's every year after Final Round, people complain about it. Like, this is nothing new. It's just now because of Street Fighter V and how big it was this year. That's why it's like such a big deal. A new venue is needed, but this year, most of these issues could have been solved this year if they used Friday for real shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm not a TO. I don't know what I'm doing, right? None of us.
And I'm not a commentator.
Well, and that's kind of the thing. Is that, I'm not saying that Final Round has ever been perfect but there was a time when we all accepted that tournaments were going to have fuck-ups and hiccups.
Yeah, that was kind of like tournament standard time. Like, that was a joke, but we all accepted
that's why it's the joke, tournament standard time.
Mm-hmm.
I think now we need to start saying tournament savings time because on Saturday we gotta push the clock back 2 hours.
But I do think we're getting to. Don't die, Chris.
All right, I'm okay. Just gonna mute myself real quick.
But I think we're getting to the point where it's going to be. If you're not stepping up, there are people who might step up and take your spot, as it were.
Can I fix that?
What?
If you're not rising up, there are going to be people who rise up and take.
I hate you, son. I hate you so much right now. So,
$9.99.
When we always talk about there being a new major, every other week basically, and we're in Pro Tour season, like maybe we're getting to a point where the bad press actually starts to matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is. Because
go ahead.
Because Jabali, and I didn't know this. Jabali and Hado were there. Both good guys. I introduced myself to them because I talked back and forth with both of them on Twitter about anime stuff. So I finally got a chance to meet them both, and they're both good guys. Honest folks. Jabali was trolling about the whole thing was trolling about being Savior Anime because he actually walked into our area Friday, and he just walked in and said, "Behold, no need to worry, for I am here." Say, "You're
the Lord and Savior of Anime."
Lord and Savior of Anime.
Yeah, I just want to say that's not called good guy. That's called the douchebag with the mask.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a joke. He really believes that shit.
Yeah, this is really him. Like, people need to understand it. Like, you can
really.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty bad.
I have never had an interaction with this man where he hasn't had that switch on. Even beating the shit out of him and taking $100 from him in a game he's garbage at. He still had that switch on.
Wow.
You ever seen this man during a raffle, man? It's like the most shameless shit you'll ever see in your life,
Oh, And I blocked him during the raffle too. That was so sick.
Dude, he was legit upset about that. He was like, "What do you mean I can't win 5 sticks? I bought 800 tickets."
Yeah, and Jabali against me is legit a 10-0 matchup. He can't beat me. You hear me, Jabali?
Oh man. But good guy. I met him both Friday and Saturday night. I was walking to Spondivits, and he was coming back from Spondivits, or he was coming back in that direction. I met up with him, and he said, hey, what's going on? We're done. Yeah, we're done. We are with my peoples. I was with the anime folks, my anime staff, all of them, me, Malik, Joel, Lewis, all 4 of us did brackets, and then Paul and Patrick, who both did the streams. So all 6 of us were just, heading out Spondivs to celebrate, and drink, be merry. We did it. And Jabali just said, this has been crazy, and I'm really thinking about going home tomorrow. And I was like, whoa, wow. I mean, that's crazy to me. And then I saw on Twitter that he said he booked a flight for home that Sunday, and he said that this was the first time that he has ever left a tournament early to go home. And
his post on Facebook was pretty. It seemed like he was pretty heated when he wrote it, to be honest. I
think he was actually really upset that he lost a match because of some of the bumping that was going around, and that happens, and it's totally legit. So if you end up stewing over that for too long and staying in the same place, sometimes you end up doing some shit you regret. So maybe it was a good idea for him to go home.
That Facebook post was a long time coming because I was like. I'm just telling you straight up. If a nigga just no. I
didn't say this time the count does not go up because of me.
I'm just saying. The counter is. I've held it off long enough, man. I really did. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If a nigga leaves your tournament early, like a real big name in the community, if that nigga leaves your tournament early, please expect some fire when he gets home. and if
Jabali cutting his own mixtape.
Yeah, no, he did. He was cutting a promo on him, man, and the way he described it was like.
Come on, Jabali's a guy who holds an event where it's always influenced by wrestling every year. You're gonna tell me that dude can't cut a promo? Come on.
He did some real pure unadulterated fire, and it was just. I was just reading it all, and I was just getting depressed because this is what my tournament, this is what my home tournament has boiled down to, and I can't protect it. I can't.
You worked your ass off too.
Because everything he said, what was that?
You worked your ass off too, and it's still kind of thanks, man.
And it hurts, because it's like even though the people in anime who was there and people who know me and know what kind of work I do at Final Round, what kind of work we do at Final Round, and it's like, oh yeah, man, you guys did a great job. Anime ran smoothly. It was great. The general consensus is that the big boss man fucked up. It's going to hit everybody. That's just principle. Like the man heading the entire tournament, if you have a good time, if you had a good time running stuff at a tournament, but the rest of the event was whack, you're gonna feel it. Yeah. Even though you did everything in your power to make sure that whatever you had in your power was correct, you did that, and that's how I felt, because I was like, oh man, I did good, but I still feel like it was for naught almost, because the rest of the tournament did not live up or meet up to the standards that it should be for a tournament being of 19 years, veterans in the game. Like the hands that are on this thing are just strict veterans.
Yeah.
People who have been in this for over a decade. And it's just just reading that post, it just blows me away. It's like, this is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And I hope I really hope that Larry pulls himself out of this, because I honestly, like, personally, I like Larry's my dude. Larry's my nigga. Like, if it wasn't for him, I would not know anything about I would not know anything about, tournament life for because 10 years ago I was 18 years old. I went to my first tournament when I was 18. And it was final round 10. And 10 years later, I didn't even know I would still be going to this thing, and even in the position that I'm in. Like, I'm pretty much like the director of anime. Like, anything anime at final round goes through me, and it goes through Malik, and it goes well. But just seeing all of that, just seeing all of it just go down in front of you 10 years later, and it's like what was the point? I did my part, but the people that I've been with and struggled with and ran shit with together for 10 years, they're all getting hit, and I just got hit, and I'm getting hit too because I'm with them. Yeah, I have on a green shirt. I'm running things for them, and when they're put in a position of, hey, you fucked up, that means that we fucked up.
Yeah. As
a whole. Yeah, everybody fucked up.
You're not just gonna sit there and say, like, man, I was running anime and it was immaculate. Like, nah, we're under a blanket.
Yeah. I can say that all day, and everybody can protect my ass for whatever. If someone, because the thing is that if someone slanders final round, I'm pretty sure like the whole squad will be like, nuh-uh, nigga. He did the best he damn could.
Yeah.
He did a splendid job. He did an excellent job. And it's like, yes, I did do an excellent job, but everybody else didn't.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem is that like you were saying, this is the first in the Capcom Pro Tours in America, This is the start of some people's first foray into fighting games, first foray into Capcom fighting games. Maybe we have people that never played 4, maybe they're interested in 5 when it came in.
Yeah,
this might be their first experience, and
exactly.
That's kind of the real disappointing part. That might shy people away, and especially with how huge this has gotten, how this is literally esports at this point. Like, there's a lot of money, there's tons of people. It's blown up way bigger than anybody could probably have anticipated, and it's just...
And, for a lot of us, like we said, we're willing to kind of eat that and just kind of go, yeah, the event wasn't what we hoped it could be, but we've all been around. We're like, sometimes, for some of us, sometimes events shit the bed, and we're like, that doesn't change,
Right.
I respect this person, or I respect this person, or these guys worked their ass off. Yeah, it was a shit show, but I know they were trying. I'm going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the new players, they look at it and be like, I got DQ'd because I didn't have a schedule. I didn't know my pools were. I don't know people here. Like, why am I coming back? I'm not.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I don't blame them. I have absolutely no fault. Like, if this was your first final round and the shit hit the fan, it was crowded, it was musty, you didn't have a schedule, you probably missed out on your game, so you have to like start in losers. It's something to like really, it's really something to throw you aback. Someone who was expecting to have a good time, they didn't have a good time. They didn't have a schedule, they couldn't play to their best. That kind of stuff for a home tournament I've been to for 10 years, and then like listening to new people's experiences on it, it's like, I wish you started as early as I did, but you didn't. You started now, and you started with a subpar, just a straight up subpar shit show. And I hate to say that about it, but it's the truth.
Well, okay. We got to move on from here is what I'm saying, though. We got to think about what's happening next year. People, I don't think they're going to give up just because of this. I think they're going to have a lot of maybe misgivings. I think if they want to compete, they're going to want to keep competing.
Yeah.
I think
the thing is that this happened last year.
Oh,
like most of the stuff, most of the stuff that just haunted us last year happened this year, and it happened this year in the eyes of the world, pretty much, because because first stop of the Pro Tour, there's over 1,000 people playing this game, and the same thing happened last year. Most of the same things that haunted us last year came back and bit us in the ass this year, and it kind of feels as though nothing changed. So
and when you see a couple years, a pattern emerges, and you're just like, well, it wasn't just a one-time thing. Is anything really going to change?
Is anything really going to change? Now, I'll give the benefit of the doubt to the people who came this year, didn't know anything about fighting games, didn't know anything about tournaments or whatever until this year, until this final round. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They may come back around, but for people who went years ago, or even just last year, if last year was their first tournament, and they came back this year,
ouch,
we ain't seen them niggas ever again.
Ouch. Unfortunate.
We will never see those people again. And if we do, for a third year, you're a masochist.
Man, for a second I thought you were going to call him Marx. I was just like, damn. We're just going to go full carny on this?
Nah.
I mean, we need those guys too, man. I mean, like they spend a lot of money.
Yeah, like for real. It's gotten bad, but I just hope that this upcoming year or whatever they do, if they get a bigger venue, and first of all, we have the people to fit it, because we claim we want to get bigger, but shit like this happens. Will there be as many people as last year? Due to how things were ran this year, we may just stay at the goddamn Hilton. We may as well, if the numbers ain't gonna be there because of what happened this year.
And they might want to take a survey for that shit this time or something. Yeah.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, they may want to do that. And having a bigger venue is cool or whatever, but you got to have the numbers to accommodate it, because with a bigger venue comes, you got to have a bigger wallet.
Yep.
You got you got to have a bigger staff. You got to have a bigger. You just got to have a bigger everything. You got to have a bigger site. Yeah, you got to have bigger ideas. You got to have a bigger site. Next year is the 20th anniversary of Final Round. 20th anniversary. You've been doing this for 2 decades. 2 fucking decades. So you have to do something. You have to go out and reach for something you haven't reached for before, like a new site.
It's got to start somewhere, right?
A new site.
It's got to start somewhere, baby. You can't just be going in with it.
That's besides the point. That
is the epitome of the point. That is I think the the site is like a microcosm of what's happening to this tournament series.
Yeah, you gotta have it's not even a bigger site. You just gotta have a site. Can I put it that way?
Yeah.
Can I just say, you you have to just have a site in general, because the site you have right now is a whole lot of promo.
Yeah.
It's a teaser for the real site. So that's what I feel about it. I feel that the site now is just a teaser site for what's to come. And that site isn't really teasing me anything. It's teasing my nuts. That's what it is doing. But so, after all is said and done, like after the top 8, I was like, okay, I'm going. We had to go because it was way worse than last year. I mean, it was way worse last year, because last year I just wanted to punch a fucking wall. But this year was smooth. We had the high rollers Friday night. The excerpt high rollers. That was a really good event. I'm glad I got together with folks to do that. And but
all right, man. I think I'm gonna wrap you up. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I only got one thing to say.
All right, what's that?
Go to SoundCloud, Silrio, SoundCloud.com/nothingriver.
You don't know your own SoundCloud. It's dash, not slash. God damn it.
Dude. I said that.
I would like to thank
God, Jesus Christ, for giving me the power
for the rap air horns, and for coming on the show and talking about Final Round tonight. Obviously we didn't get to anything else because this went, I think, longer than any of us really thought it would. But I think it was good to talk about in depth the problems that can and do often happen in the fighting game scene with tournaments when people just aren't prepared. Honestly, This weekend is NCR if you are on the West Coast, basically. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it will be run well. And I hope it will. I think it will. But man, that's a lot of people for NCR, and we haven't seen that many there, I don't think, ever. So
yeah, it's going to be a lot bigger than ever, really. I mean, shoot.
It may be. I'm gonna say this straight up: is like after this year, that hotel in Sacramento might not be.
Nah, they definitely got to think about resizing it or just killing
because
the brand.
that ballroom is not very big, and I already feel like it's gonna be packed this coming weekend.
Like if you're over 6 feet tall in that ballroom, dude, you're getting a concussion.
Before we go, I wanted to mention this earlier, but we were stuck on Final Round. Follow us on Twitter and follow the Hound on Twitter. His Twitter is _Hound2, if I remember right.
And go follow Ben on Twitter. That is.
Go follow me on Twitter.
Go follow him on Twitter. Follow him on SoundCloud. Goddamn.
Follow him on Twitter at Cluckwork. That's CLUCKW0RK.
Yeah, so follow us and goddamn.
I didn't get one of those, man.
Follow us. Follow the Hound. The Hound is giving out 2 free copies of a game on Steam called Shower with Your Dad.
Yeah, blow it up.
I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. The show is over. We're done. We're gonna
give out look here. Check it out. We're gonna give out the copies tomorrow on Twitter. Follow those both accounts. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Chris,
what's up?
Hit him with the Alex trailer.
Hit him with the Alex trailer. Hold on, let me cue it up real quick. Yeah, we got a world exclusive Alex trailer because we are the number one Capcom podcast in the world.
This is gonna be good.
This is gonna be absolutely great because everybody's been asking for it. There was a huge disappointment last night.
It wasn't disappointment. Hanzo Gonzo lost a USB drive.
Is that what happened?
Wow.
They didn't really explain
that.
That
is the sickest rumor that has become fact in the FGC lately.
So we'll send you out with this. Thank you guys for supporting us for so long.
And from everybody here at Super Desperation Radio, good night.